This is Ashley Thompson, and I'm the author of Ella's Greatest Adventures, and you're now listening to So Booking Cool.
Welcome to So Booking Cool. I'm Jewel B. Today's guest is an entrepreneur and author. If you are ready for faith, fun, and discovery, you might want to check out her new book series, Ella's Greatest Adventures. She is Ashley Thompson. Thank you so much, Ashley, for joining us today on So Booking Cool. Really thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me come a part of your podcast.
Oh, of course, Ashley. Now please tell us, what is your story and what led to you founding Ella's Greatest Adventures, sorry.
So, growing up, I've always been a writer. I always wrote in my journals growing up, so I always wrote. And I was fascinated with children in dentistry. So my original plan was to go to dental school. And during the time when I was preparing to take my test to go to dental school, I took like a short break, and I went to a Comic-Con with my husband. And when I went there, I went to a workshop about writing children books. And that's kind of how it started that's how I got the idea for Ella's Greatest Adventures. So I guess when I went to the Comic-Con, that's when I discovered my past experience with writing journals and my love for children in dentistry. I was able to mesh them all into one, and that's how I started getting the idea to create this adventure for Ella.
Wow. And the first book of the series is Peace at the Dentist's Office.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what can children expect when they read that? And tell us how you came about finding Cristine Evaristo, I believe her name is.
Yes. So Peace at the Dental Office, that actually came from my personal experience. When I was preparing to go to dental school, I used to shadow dental offices all the time, particularly pediatric dental offices, and I've always seen like the fear that a lot of children had going to the dental office, and there was not much I could do at the time, just help the dentist. But I guess through reading this book, my goal is for children like that to overcome their fear. Reading the story through Ella's adventure, and just how she was able to have peace going to her dental visit for the first time. And with the illustrator, Cristine Evaristo, when I first wrote Peace at the Dental Office, I was actually trying to draw the illustrations myself, but as I started drawing, I said, maybe I need like someone with more experience. And so, at first it was kind of hard to find an illustrator because of Ella's Greatest Adventures. It is a faith-based book. And at first a lot of illustrators, they didn't really want to write, I guess they didn't really want to draw a Christian themed book. And so I actually went on Facebook, and that's how I found Cristine. And she's actually from the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So you guys have been communicating, like, online?
Right, through Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I really love, like, I just have to comment, like, I love, the honesty of, like, you saying that, yeah, you tried to draw it yourself and you felt like it wasn't quite where it needed to be.
Right.
Is that advice that you would maybe give for other children's books authors?
Well, I would say that, if you're in a good place, just don't let not having the money stop you. Mm-hmm. Just use the resources that you have and keep going. And if it's meant for you to have an illustrator, then you'll eventually find someone that'll be able to work with you. So just don't give up. That's what I would say.
How did you develop Ella McCutie?
Sure. So, when I was thinking of the character, I wasn't sure if I wanted her to be an actual person or like an animal. And so I guess I kind of thought of, I guess, creating like a mixture. So I thought of a cat, and I wanted her to have natural hair. So that's when I thought of the two curly puffs that she has. And yeah, that's how I kind of came up with that idea.
Yeah, she's absolutely adorable, by the way.
Thank you.
What can you tell us? Because you did also mention, like, you know, you being the author of a Christian fiction book. What did you know about this genre? Like, is there anything that you've learned, and how is it different maybe from, let's say, other different types of children's books?
Right. I would say, I guess, in the beginning, just getting the illustrator, that was a challenge for me because, I thought it would be easy just to find, any illustrator to work with me. But, being able to find someone that's able to work with me and not, I guess not change what I believe in. That's like very important. And just having a Christian book in general, I guess my audience is kind of I guess I would say that it's kind of different. Just reaching out to like different dental offices and schools. I have received like more responses from like Christian schools. So yeah, I say it's a little bit different compared to like other children books.
Yeah. And by the way, yeah, so you do a lot of author visits and stuff in the church. So what has been the response, Ashley, to what you are doing with, because it's not even just a book, it's a company.
Right. So yeah, a lot of people, they really love the book. I actually wasn't expecting so many adults to I guess to really like it. A lot of adults said they wish they had a book like this when they would go to the dental office because they're scared to go to the dentist themselves. So when they hear the story of Ella going to the dental office, I guess it encourages them as well when they go to the dentist. Yeah, so far, like going to different schools, the response has been great, and a lot of children has been talking about it. So it actually encourages me to keep going as well.
What's that like? Do you get nervous when you have to do visits at all?
Yeah, I actually do. Even because my audience is children, I still get a little nervous. So, yeah, before every visit, I just like do like a quick prayer, and yeah, I guess my fear, it just disappears once I start reading the book and just seeing their reaction. I just get over it.
That's a great tip, by the way. That's a great tip. So based on your Instagram feed, you know, I can tell, and probably many others can tell, that you like inspirational or motivational quotes.
Right.
So do you remember what the first quote was that caught your attention? Like ever?
Not that I could remember, but I know in my book, Peace at the Dental Office, I created a quote that Ella say to this character called King Cavity, and she would say, I am smart, I am brave, I can do just anything. I believe and I receive. Right now, faith is what I need. And when I wrote that quote on my feed, I believe the response was great, and that's also a quote that I also recite to different students as well when I go on my author visits.
Wow, that's a powerful quote.
Thank you.
You know, I also want to know, how long has Peace at the Dentist's Office, like, been in the making? Like, was it an easy process? Did you find that you had to do a lot of revisions?
Right. Yeah, I would actually say I guess it took about 2 years from idea to writing on paper. It was self-published through CreateSpace at the time, and yeah, once I started revising, I guess that process didn't take long, but I guess the longest part was just getting my ideas together because I also work in a medical lab as well, so I was doing this on the side whenever I had time.
Wow.
Right.
What would be your advice to anyone who is thinking of writing a children's book and one that is maybe dealing with fear? What do they need to know based on your experience so far?
Mm-hmm. I would say don't give up. I'm a person that's like very introverted, and I do a lot of writing versus talking. But if you have a fear of like public speaking, like I do sometimes, I would just say just challenge yourself and just go ahead and put yourself out there, and so you could continue to get better. And for those that want to write children books, I would say just go ahead and do it. I know for me, I had to, sometimes I get more ideas when I'm in different environments, whether that's like being around children or like walking in a park. So yeah, I would say just, change your environment frequently so you could get ideas and just start writing.
And I know that also it's not just children who have responded well to the book. It has also been adults. Now, also with it being considered a Christian fiction, it sounds like this, well, you tell me, like, does the book, like, does it go beyond those who have Christian faith?
Yes, it's actually for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the book is, even though it focuses on Ella discovering the fruit of this in the fruit of the spirit, one of the characters is they have peace. So that's what she discovers, but it's also more than that. She's also overcoming her fear of going to the dental office, and yeah, I think that's the bigger picture because so many people have fear of the dentist, and so I guess when everyone reads this adventure and goes on this journey with her, then they can overcome that fear as well. So it's for people that wants to discover the fruit of the spirit, and it's also for people that's just interested in dentistry or just want to introduce their children to dentistry.
Yeah, so it's not even just about like overcoming the fear of going to the dentist. It's also about like maybe your child wants to look into becoming a dentist or working in the medical lab as yourself.
Right.
Wow, I love that.
Thank you.
Of course. You know what, Ashley Thompson, it's been so great talking with you. I really appreciate it.
You too. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, it was my pleasure, and I would love to talk to you again in the future.
Thank you.
What would you say is next for you, and how can people keep up with you and get the merchandise that you have, and of course get Peace at the Dentist Office, and just stay tuned with Ella McCutie?
Sure. So, everyone, they could follow her page on Instagram, Ella's Greatest Adventures, or they could also go on the website, ellasgreatestadventures.com, to purchase a book or any merchandise, or on Amazon.com, you can find the book there.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sounds good. Thank
And,
you. Yeah, go on. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, go.
What's next for Ella's Greatest Adventures? Each adventure is related to the fruit of the spirit, so I plan to continue writing. So each adventure, she'll discover a different fruit based in the Bible. So that's my plan for the future.
Wow. Some great stuff to stay tuned for, everyone. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, so booking cool.
This is Ashley Thompson, and I'm the author of Ella's Greatest Adventures, and you're now listening to So Booking Cool.